and they took a culture of the infection, and I'm just praying it isn't MRSA. When the infection clears, we have to go do this surgery, which I know is necessary, but I really don't want to go do it. Good morning, y'all. Got a little change of scenery here. Instead of being in the bed, I am in this chair. Anyways, I slept better last night after I finally managed to fall asleep around like 2 a.m. So that is good. And I think overall I am noticing some improvements, although I did feel pretty miserable until I got my morning dose of IV Benadryl and IV Tylenol. But I'm getting relief from those medicines, so I'm gonna take advantage. And my primary care doctor saw me this morning. He is happy with my progress. I am slowly but surely improving. I'm waiting for a few more doctors to come see me. One is physical therapy, just to help me keep my strength up as much as possible. It's easy to become weak when you're in the hospital. And then I'm also waiting on the GI team to come by. I had another x-ray of my abdomen this morning. The first one we took while I was here, there was quite a bit of stool in my colon. Not enough to be impacted, but enough to cause issues. So we took another one now to compare the two and see where I'm at. And I'm also waiting for the podiatrist to come see me again. So I have a small infection on one of my big toes. If this is my big toenail, it's right along the edge of the nail bed due to an ingrown toenail, I guess. And if y'all remember, I actually struggled with this quite a bit last year, and I've had the permanent procedure to correct it many times. And quotation marks on the permanent, because obviously it wasn't permanent for me. Last year we took cultures of the infection and it turned out to be MRSA, and it was relentless. I actually had to go on IV antibiotics to fix that infection because it just would not go away. And then we had to do a more extensive surgical procedure to fix it. And it was okay for a while. That was last November, but now it's back in the exact same spot. So like 2 days ago, podiatry came by and they took a culture of the infection, and I'm just praying it isn't MRSA. Right now we are putting Bactroban on it, which is an ointment used for MRSA, and we're keeping it covered. The culture results should be in today, and then they'll decide what course of action we're going to take. If the ointment is working well enough, great. We don't need to do anything else. If it's not working well enough, then I'm gonna need to start antibiotics specifically for the infection. Maybe even IV, which I really hope not, because that would mean most likely IV Dapto, and that IV antibiotic is so brutal on my body, it would probably extend my hospital stay. And I really don't want that, but I'm gonna try not to stress about it until I know what's happening. We did catch it early. It's just this little infection, but with my immunodeficiency and my delayed healing because of my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, like in the past, the little infection has spread and become bad very quickly. So we're keeping an eye on it, and I know they will choose the best course of action for me. But like I said, I'm not gonna stress until I know what's happening. But anyways, once the infection is cleared, then I'm gonna be going down to the OR to have another more extensive surgical procedure to hopefully make sure this doesn't happen again. So yeah, that's my update for y'all. Why does my toe have to give me an issue when I'm already in the hospital having issues? Just, come on body, cooperate. So I managed to take a nap, which is always an accomplishment in the hospital, because not only do I not feel well and I'm in pain, uncomfortable, the hospital is a busy place. There's always people coming in and out of the room, vitals, medications, blood draws, but I napped. And I received another dose of IV Tylenol. Now I am infusing the IV antibiotic that is supposed to speed up my motility. The GI team did come through and they compared my 2 x-rays. The one from this morning still showed too much stool and trapped air. However, it looked better than the x-ray I had when I first got admitted. And since I'm making progress, they're not going to change my treatment at all because I'm slowly but surely getting there. I am now waiting for PT to come see me for a session, and I'm waiting on podiatry. I am feeling very antsy because I just want podiatry to come and tell me the results of the culture. Is it MRSA? Is it not MRSA? If it is MRSA, will the Bactroban ointment be enough to clear the infection? If it's not, am I really going to need to do IV antibiotics? If I do, I will most likely have to go on IV Dapto. And that particular antibiotic is so brutal on my body, I can't do it anywhere else except inpatient. That is going to extend my hospital stay, which I really, really do not want. And then when the infection clears, we have to go do this surgery, which I know is necessary, but I really don't want to go do it. It's just, I'm tired of the treatments and the surgeries and everything and being in the hospital. I just want to go home and not have any of these issues. But this is my reality, and instead of being negative about it, I'm just going to choose to embrace it as best I can. The biggest thing that's stressing me out right now is that I feel I have no control over this situation, and that brings me a lot of stress because I really feel the need to be in control as much as possible. But I take solace in the fact knowing that God is always in control, especially when I am not. And also that I have a lot of good support and a very dedicated and knowledgeable medical team. So I'm just gonna try to, no point to stressing until we know what's going on. So I'm just waiting out for podiatry to tell me what the game plan is. And definitely praying for the best and preparing for the worst. Look who's here. I know. Crooked glasses. It's the hippo. It's the hippo. Hello. Hippo. You knocking off my glasses. Ooh, good girl. I love you too. Harlow and my mom are here for the evening. And we're just gonna hang out. I'm actually gonna get ready for bed, and then I can give you all a few more updates before I go to sleep. I'm gonna show you all how I take care of my feeding tube. My mom looked at my stomach. She goes, "You look pregnant." And then so like the other day, I was being transported to X-ray, and I guess it was some other patient's family member. They looked at me and they go, "I wish you good health for you and your baby."
Oh, Jaquie, poor thing.
And I just looked at her and I was like, "Thanks, but I'm not pregnant." And she goes, "Oh my." And I think she was like, "Then I really wish you good health."
Oh.
I was like, "It's okay." And we both laughed about it. I mean, you gotta laugh or I'll still cry. Okay.
Oh, baby.
It's alright. I just got some IV Tylenol before you got here, so I'm in a good moment. Anyways, first I take...
You can't go home until that thing comes down.
I'm getting there. Take the old tubey pad off. Then I take this gauze. Spray it. This is Skin Integrity Wound Cleanser. They give it to me here at the hospital. I have like 4 of these bottles at home. And then I just clean around the stoma, and I make sure to rotate my balloon button tube. Alright, and then I dry it. And then I get the new tubey pad. Ta-da!
Ta-da.
Also, I wanted to show y'all this Shout spot cleaner is what I use on the used tubey pads, and then they go in this little laundry bag and I put them through the wash. Come out really good. And I usually change it once a day. If there's more leakage, then I'll change it more often. Everybody's stoma care routine is different, and this is just what works for me. Can't forget to show you my cool socks of the day. Disney socks. Colorful Mickeys. Anyway, since I am in a good moment, symptom and pain-wise, right now, because I recently received some IV Tylenol, I'm going to take advantage and try and get some sleep. But I did want to update y'all. Unfortunately, the culture came back positive for MRSA, which is unfortunate, but none of my doctors were surprised. I am not stressing just yet because my team wants to keep trying with the Bactroban antibiotic cream for a little while longer before going to IV antibiotics. We caught the infection pretty early, so really hopeful the Bactroban does its stuff. But regardless of how we get rid of the infection, once the infection is gone, I will have to go do that more extensive surgery to correct my toe to make sure this never happens again. I'm skeptical because I've had permanent procedures many times and it keeps happening, but they said what they have in mind of what to do would be more extensive and it should be permanent, but who knows? My body is weird. Today was stressful, like all the anticipation today was the anticipation is killing me because I didn't know what the culture was going to show. I didn't know how we were going to treat the infection, if it's going to extend my hospital stay, the surgery, like all the anticipation, it wore on me. But now we have some more information. The game plan is coming together. We're getting somewhere. And now I am going to sleep. So with that, I'll say goodnight. And thanks for joining us on our adventure.